and welcome to the story Katta. My name is Shraddha and I am super thrilled to be here today on the story Katta at the invitation of my dear friend Soni. I would like to tell you a story today, but for that story, we are going to have to travel in time into the past. So are you ready to come with me? Alright then. First, let me get my wand. Wand, please. Thank you. And here we go. Say all the magic words you can think of. Abracadabra. Kazoom. What else can you think of? What else can you think of? Give me something. Alakazam. Chumantar, choo. And here we are in the grand court of King Akbar. Emperor Akbar. You do know Emperor Akbar. Akbar the Great, the Mughal king of India, who was a great patron of arts and literature. His court was known for his gems. Gems, you ask? Very wise people, very accomplished people in different disciplines. So, this story begins today in Akbar's court, a very long time ago, when a man who claimed to be a very wise man came to Akbar's court and he saluted the king. See, he said, King Akbar the Great, I have heard that you have immense knowledge amongst your people, amongst the ministers of your court. But I am a really wise man who has travelled from a very far off land to visit your court and challenge your ministers. I will present them with a puzzle, and if they can solve the puzzle, I will agree that you have the wisest men surrounding you. But if you don't manage to solve this riddle, if your ministers cannot solve this riddle that I pose to them, I win. I will walk around and say that King Akbar is surrounded by fools. This was a shocking dilemma to Akbar. He had to accept the challenge because how could he refuse? Because he claimed that he had the wisest men around him. So Akbar accepted the challenge and the man said, bring me a big plate. So they brought him a plate and he said, fill it with rice. They filled it with rice, grains of rice. And then he went to the plate and used one finger to draw a line in the rice. And then he stepped back and said, I challenge everyone in this court, make this line shorter without touching it. They all started scratching their heads. They did not know what to do. How can one make a line drawn in rice shorter without touching it? And they talked to each other and they discussed it, and Akbar was sitting. He was very depressed. He said, oh no, now this man is going to go around and tell everybody that I have fools around me, because yes, I do. I have fools around me. They cannot solve this riddle. And then who entered the court? Birbal entered the court. And Birbal came up and he was looking around him that people are discussing. And they were very worried and tense. And Jahanpana was sitting like this. And he walked right up to Jahanpana and he saluted him. He said, Jahanpana, please tell me, why is the court so bothered today? What is going on? And Akbar shared the riddle with him. He said, Birbal, see, this gentleman has come from far away and he has posed a riddle to this court. And if no one can solve it, my honor will be dashed. Please, Birbal, you are my last resort. So Birbal said, please, Jahanpana, tell me, what is this question this man has posed? So he said, look, there is this plate of rice grains and the man has drawn a line in the rice and he's asking us, make the line shorter, but without touching it. Birbal said, is that all, Jahanpana? I know the solution. And he walked right up to the plate of rice grains and he took one finger and he drew another line right next to the first line, but this line was longer. So in comparison, the first line that the wise man had drawn had become shorter, and Birbal had not touched the first line at all and yet made it shorter in comparison to the second line that he had drawn. Now, isn't that a wonderful story? It's lovely to think of this at a time when we are all faced with our own problems that seem really big, but in order to make them seem smaller, we must think of the bigger picture and how our small lines can become even smaller in comparison to the bigger troubles that some others may be going through. I hope you enjoyed the story. It was really fun presenting for the story Katta for Sony. Thank you so much for inviting me, and please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and keep checking back for more interesting stories from the story Katta. Thank you.